Jesus Dominguez and 36-year-old Corena Minjarez. Minjarez was arrested at the end of January, and Dominguez is still wanted by police right now. They're connected to two kids going missing and one of their bodies possibly being found in concrete. The other missing kids' remains were found just days ago. This story stems from long ago. We're told, according to Pueblo police, that the last time those children were seen was back in the summer of 2018.
We'll have more on that coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. Now to that weather alert as we take a live look at one of our traffic cameras. This one showing a wet but manageable I-25 in Colorado Springs. This is near the downtown area. We are watching, though, for the formation of ice possibly later this evening. And giving you another view outside as well. Monument, I-25 and Highway 105, our Community Banks of Colorado Weather Network camera. Those bridges and overpasses might be a little icy. You can see a plow working away on I-25 right now, preparing the roads for what's to come. Storm Tracker 13 meteorologist Joe Rook joins us now in for Mary with a look at that snow that's going to move into the area.
Yeah, fortunately, Bryn, the plows have been de-icing. That's perhaps some good news, but that pesky fog is still hanging around. Probably an hour to go with freezing fog, a freezing drizzle before we fully transition to snow. So overnight tonight here onward through early Saturday morning, some dangerous travel, icy travel. Roads freeze where they're wet right now. We drop to the teens. You put 1 to 4, maybe 5 inches of snow on top of that. Will be very dangerous travel conditions. Radar is beginning to fill in. Still about an hour to go until the steady easterly flow brings some light to moderate snow across the Pikes Peak region, including Pueblo and south. So we continue to monitor how this system will develop, and it's really a mixed bag across the region. Wet roads right now on the west side of Colorado Springs, but the fog has lifted, so that is some good news, but there still is a bit of that mist as you're seeing every once in a while. Then we switch up and jump over to another location, Powers and Woodman. We've been looking at this camera all night. You're blurry on the left or right side of your screen because we have some ice falling onto the camera. You see the grassy surfaces are frozen. Roads are still doing pretty solid. We're above the freezing mark still to this point. 29 degrees right now in the Springs, 31 in Pueblo, 20s, 30s as you head out towards the plains. To clarify, our road temperatures are above the freezing mark right now. Still 40 degrees in the Springs, 40s as you head across the Arkansas River Valley. So bridges, overpasses, they're the concerns. We drop towards the teens, low 20s by 10 o'clock onward. We are tracking some snow. We'll break down the full forecast coming up in just a bit.
A lot to talk about. Joe, thanks. We return now to our team coverage on that deadly dorm room shooting that left 2 people dead.
Colorado Springs police have revealed pretty limited information about their investigation. It happened within the Alpine Village, which is in the eastern portion of campus that holds multiple dorm buildings. And that's where we find KRDO 13's Tyler Cunnington live with what we know so far. And Tyler, we did just get a clarification from police.
Yeah, that's right. We just learned from Colorado Springs police that they say this incident does not appear to be a murder-suicide, but rather both of those victims' deaths are being investigated as homicides. Meanwhile, after speaking to a university spokesperson, they tell us that they do not know the identities of those 2 victims or whether they were students here at UCCS in what is now being investigated as a double homicide. It all began shortly before 6 a.m. with calls for shots fired, with campus police responding, and they then called in Colorado Springs police, who got inside that dorm room to find those 2 victims with at least 1 gunshot wound each. The Alpine Village dorms on the east portion of campus were shut down as the investigation began through the Springs Homicide Unit. The 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office says they are working in hand with detectives on this deeply saddening case. Meanwhile, UCCS closed campus for the remainder of the day, and during a press conference this afternoon with local, county, and school officials, there were no questions allowed. However, investigators did want to stress this case is on the top of their priorities.
I want to express my heartfelt sympathy for the families of these 2 individuals. A tragedy like this is unimaginable. CSPD, the UCCS, and the Colorado Springs community stand with you as we navigate what lies ahead. I know there are many questions all of you have. CSPD is committed to finding the answers.
Now, Mayor Mobilade of Colorado Springs, as well as the Chancellor of UCCS and other county officials shared in those grievances with the chief. However, we were not able to learn much more than that, other than now that this is a double homicide investigation. For now, reporting live here from the campus of UCCS, Tyler Cunnington, KRDO 13.